quote this morning. And it's one by William Shakespeare. And it says, "It is not in the stars to hold our destiny, but in ourselves." It is not in the stars to hold our destiny, but in ourselves. Essentially, the import of this quote is telling you to take your destiny, your own destiny, into your own hands. Take your destiny into your hands, and don't allow some chance or some oracle from somewhere to determine what your destiny is. More often than not, we leave everything to chance, and we think that there is some destiny somewhere which, if we are sitting down, one day will come and will blow and it will happen. No, life doesn't work like that. See, you need to take your destiny into your own hands and start doing the things that are necessary to claim your destiny. What do you want to be? Whatever it is you want to be, you need to work hard towards it. You need to take the steps that are necessary to getting you there. If you think that you want to be a doctor, you don't just sit down and say, "Oh, I'm destined to be a doctor," and then you think that it's magically going to happen. You take the steps that are necessary. You go to school, you write your exams, you get into medical school, you study hard, you graduate, you do your housemanship, then you become a doctor, then you specialize in whatever field it is that you want to specialize in. These are deliberate steps. So whatever it is that you want to do, put your mind to it, right? It said that whatever the mind of the man or woman can conceive, perceive, and believe, the hands of man can achieve. So take your destiny into your own hands and do the things that you know you must do to get to where you want to get to. And that's the import, if you ask me, of our quote of the day this morning. I think it's appropriate to start this beautiful Thursday morning with it. Let's zoom in straight into our word of the day. We always love to learn new words and improve our vocabulary. Let's take a look at what we're learning today.
Here is today's word: willily-and-illy. Willingly. It's an adverb. If something happens to you willingly, it happens whether you like it or not. Let's exemplify it. Some former government appointees were asked to submit their diplomatic passports willingly.
That's a great word to learn this morning, isn't it? Willingly. Whether I like it or not, it will happen. And the example is an interesting one. The president had issued or had instructed the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to recall all service and diplomatic passports. It doesn't matter who you are, whether you're a former minister, a former minister's wife, whether you are an official of the National Cathedral, whether you are a CEO of a state-owned enterprise, whatever it is that you are or you wear, make sure that you bring in your diplomatic passport and your service passport. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has acted on the president's directive, and they are saying that by the end of the month, everybody should bring in their diplomatic and service passports willingly, whether I like it or not. That's quite interesting. And we'll be talking about some of these things here on the show today. Of course, we will be taking you through the newspaper headlines. We will be taking you through court today, where Mutala Inusa will join us and let us know the cases that are expected to be heard in court today. And of course, some of the cases that came up in court yesterday as well. We will be hearing from Mutala Inusa, who is going to give us an understanding of it. Yesterday, we're expecting that Oliver Bakavoma will be in court with regard to his treason felony case. How did that play out? I'll be particularly interested to know how it played out. And so Mutala Inusa will be here in the studio to take us through all of that. But we've got a great show lined up for you today, apart from all of that. On our breakfast review discussion, of course, our guests will be in the studio from the NPP and the NDC, and we'll get to talking. Quite a number of issues to talk about, right? The Minority Caucus is cautioning former appointees of the erstwhile Akufo-Addo government against honoring any invitation from the oral committee, because the committee is something that they've maintained is not in good taste. members of the minority or those in the MPP have maintained that the oral committee is not in good taste. They believe it's a witch-hunting committee. Some have even questioned the legality of the oral committee, saying that it doesn't have any legal backing. But you heard the Attorney General nominee, Dr. Dominic Kaine, indicates that there is absolutely nothing illegal about oral. In fact, it is an entity that is backed by the Constitution. And the work that they are doing is good work, which is going to aid in the anti-corruption crusade of the John Mahama administration. You've heard the chairman of the committee, Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, indicate that oral is going to become a main feature of the Akufo-Addo of the Mahama government, right? And so those on the opposition who are speaking against the oral really perhaps have something to fear. That is why they are saying all kinds of things about it. And now the minority caucus is cautioning former appointees, their members, and everybody that if the oral committee calls you, do not go. But I don't think that the oral committee is going to invite anyone. I don't think it's going to invite anyone because they don't have the mandate to do that. Their mandates, according to the president, where they were set up, is to ensure the oral committee come to them, make the claim, provide the evidence, and they will take it up from there. Also, the minority has been accusing the chairman of the appointments committee of bias. Yeah. They say that the chairman of the appointments committee, who is the first deputy speaker, the Honorable Ahiafo, is being biased and has deliberately been preventing or shielding the appointees of President Mahama from being questioned or from answering hard questions. And they believe that it is not in good taste. They believe that the appointments committee should be allowed to ask the relevant questions. And the chairman of the committee has been preventing that from being done. This is the press conference that the minority in parliament organized yesterday. In fact, some of them even believe that Dr. Kesi Latofosin's vetting, for example, left much to be desired because he was evasive, he was dilly-dallying, he wasn't answering the questions, among other things. And they believe that moving forward, those things should not happen. It's very interesting. We'll talk about these things here on the show today. Also, we know that President Mahama has appointed, or should I say, nominated 10 regional ministers, so there are 6 more, and he's also appointed his security capos, the security gurus, director of operations at the presidency, national security advisor, and all of that. Prosper Bani is in there, COP Nathan Kofi Boache is in there, among other appointments. So his appointments are beginning to shape up. So we'll talk about that as well here on the show today. And of course, the issue of the diplomatic passports and the service passports, which have been recalled. All of these are issues that will feature prominently in our discussions on the Breakfast Review segment. And much later on the show, we'll be speaking to the Member of Parliament for the Swami constituency in Kumasi or in the Ashanti region, John Darko Esquire. He's a private legal practitioner and he's the MP for the Swami constituency. He's the man who is taking over after Osei Che Mensah-Bonsu, the former majority and minority leader and minister for parliamentary affairs. He's bowed out of parliament. I think Osei Che Mensah-Bonsu entered parliament in 1996, and since then he has been there. We remember that towards the end of the Akufo-Addo presidency, or towards the end of the 8th parliament, he was the majority leader and leadership changed. And so he went into the background for the last 2 years or so of the 8th Parliament, and Alexander Kwabena Afenyo-Markin took over from him. Now he has bowed out of Parliament for the Swami constituency, and there is a new Member of Parliament. And so we'll be speaking to this new Member of Parliament, like I said, the private legal practitioner, John Darko. So stay tuned in for that conversation. If you're a resident of Swami or you're a constituent in Swami, or you're interested in the things about Swami, stay tuned. Send in your questions on any of our social media platforms, or especially under our Facebook live stream. We'll be happy to put those questions to him. So that's what the show is looking like today. It's going to be a pretty interesting one, and make sure that you don't miss it for all the rice in China. We'll do our video of the day now. Relax for a little bit. When we return, there's a whole lot more that we're getting into. Stay tuned. This is our video of the day.
No, baby. You know.
Baby. Send me who and BB.
Me feel you too much. We a guy man, what's it?
Baby. Me who and me who when you I love you like Romeo loved Juliet.
Eesh. Will you die for me, baby?
I'll die for you. I'll catch a grenade for you.
Allah, what's it? Good morning, darling.
Good morning, baby. It's good to see you.
Absolutely good to see you.
Miss Lily Mohammed.
Mr. Lantam Papanko. Anyway, good morning to you once again. You're welcome to the show. It's still GH today here on GHOne TV. It's now time for Inside Out.
All right, time for Inside Out now. And, there was a word of the day this morning, which is willy-nilly. And the example that was used in the willy-nilly, you remember, Lily, that's everybody has been asked to bring their diplomatic passports willy-nilly.
Yeah.
Whether I like it or not.
You have to submit it.
Yes.
Once is an executive order. So what I say, you have to deliver. But it was a communique from the presidency on the 15th of January yesterday, which said the Ministry of Foreign Affairs wishes to inform that it has been directed by the Office of the President to recall the diplomatic and service passports issued during the tenure of the previous administration of the underlisted category of officials. 1. Former ministers and spouses. At this point, me too, I want to be a spouse of a former minister. So that I can willfully submit my diplomatic passport. But that's just by the way. Former members of parliament, irrespective of political affiliation, former members of the Council of State and spouses, former retired justices of the superior and lower courts, former regional ministers, metropolitan, municipal and district chief executives, chief executive officers of state institutions, chairs and members of boards. And yeah, it means a diplomatic passport.
There's another category of people in there.
I'm waiting for it to get there.
I'm waiting for it to get there.
Officials of the National Cathedral Project. Officials of the National Cathedral Project. Now, a lot of you have raised concerns about this, whether it is backed by law. Later, we'll tell you what the law says in regards to this. Former political ambassadors and their dependents, businessmen and entrepreneurs, religious and traditional leaders, former government functionaries and all other persons holding official passports not currently serving in any official capacity for the state or otherwise holding any position that falls under the requirements of Section 6 and 7 of the Passports and Travel Certificates Acts 1967 NLCD 155. So they are to submit these diplomatic and service passports not later than 24th of January. So if you are in the list, you know that latest by 24th January, you should submit your diplomatic or service passport.
It's interesting that members of the National Cathedral Project have been, mentioned in this. Is this sending a very subtle signal about something, or somebody or some individuals in connection to the National Cathedral Project? Because, I believe that even the very, last part of the statement that was issued covers everybody. Essentially, the statement is, whoever you are, even former appointees, whoever it is
former
that you
MPs.
are, MPs.
So far as you don't work for the state,
yes, even if you are with the NDC or whatever. Everybody has been captured in there. So it means anybody who has a diplomatic or service passport, bring it. Couldn't it have been captured like that? I see the enumeration. And then, you put former, or should I say, those who are part of the National Cathedral
Project.
Sending some signal.
My concern is, were they giving a specific tenure for which that tenure has expired. It was not for the National Cathedral Project, even though the Cathedral Project has been put on hold. Are they still not serving in certain capacities? Have their tenures been revoked? So there are a lot of questions on my mind, you know. Or is it that they had to, after the tenure of President Akufo-Addo, they had to relinquish those positions? I am wondering what it stated when they were appointed, or the committee was set up, or the entire had won the elections, their tenure will still have expired. Those are questions on my mind. But those of you who are asking what the law says, yesterday Sarah helped us with what the law says, and it says the member responsible may issue a diplomatic passport to any member of the government of Ghana proceeding abroad on official government business, and the wife of such member who accompanies him on his journey. B, any diplomatic representative of Ghana accredited to any other country or to any official international organization as head of mission, and any member of the diplomatic staff of such representative. C, any consular officer of Ghana, obviously. D, the wife and every member of the immediate family residing with him, of any person referred to at BC to whom diplomatic passport is issued to. And then E, the head of any delegation of Ghana attending an international conference or convention at which countries are officially represented, any prominent citizen or high public official of Ghana proceed abroad to do business in the name of Ghana. In this instance, the persons of the National Cathedral Board, I mean, we're going around soliciting for funds for the cathedral. Yeah. So they fall under that category. Yeah. But I am wondering if the tenure has expired, and so they will have to relinquish their diplomatic and service passports. And in this instance, we know certain names already, don't we? But it will be interesting to see them, I mean, submit their passports.
Yeah. And,
is that not something you're looking forward to?
Yeah, they've given, I mean, a deadline has been given, so I think they have no choice than to bring the passports. The necessary due diligence, you know, and analysis will be done to determine who in this new administration deserves a diplomatic passport or not, and I think we'll take it from there. This is all a pointer to the fact that there is a new administration in town. Yeah, there's a new sheriff in town, and so we'll see about that. But anyway, that's what we'll focus on for Inside Out today, and we'll end it here and bring you Court Today next. All right, so it's time for Court Today, and
you know, Captain keeps giving us back to back.
I'm flabbergasted. I'm flabbergasted.
Today his stand is different. Hey.
Yesterday you had a pink one. Today you have a black one.
Yes.
Tomorrow he'll come with a different color.
Tomorrow what color will you come with? Indigo.
So tomorrow, today I should have brought a red one. Red one. Red and white, because yesterday the Emirates was very, very fast.
Yeah, right.
Yes. It was a place to be, you know. The North London Derby was on yesterday, and I'm sure Lantam, this one, it will be a deliberate one for you. You decide not to hear what has happened at the Emirates. But
now people, since as a Wenger, since that last, when was the last time?
The two of you. The two of you are out of order. Let's head to court. Let's head to court.
We have to deal with this issue in the next 1 minute. When was the last time you won Premier League?
So we are 20 years into our...
into your what?
Yes.
Into your what?
Our troughless.
Yes.
20 years.
How many Premier League trophies have you
You have, we have 13.
How many does Manchester United have?
How many do you have? I have mentioned my, will mention your own.
You know.
I don't
want to
know.
be the one to
So
say
you
it.
mentioned it.
I don't know.
I don't want to
have
be the
I
one
only
to
gave you a minute.
Yes.
Various councils.
I have
I don't-
13.
I
What
I
is
gave
your
you a
own?
minute.
I don't want to be the one to say it. You
Oh,
know.
no.
Why
I
do you
have
play
13.
it?
I want it 13
Why
times.
do you
Lantam, mention
Then
yours.
people, you get up and you want to come and compare.
Mention your
Manchester
own.
United. How many Champions League do you
Mention your
Then you
own.
want to get up, you want to come and compare. How many FA Cup do you have? The only thing you know how to take is Community Shield.
Lily.
Then you want to get up and come and...
Lily, when we start talking about
All
history,
right.
You want
We
to
are in
come and
court.
compare
it's
yourself
okay.
to...
We'll deal with this issue backstage.
Absolutely.
Let's
We are
get
in
into the
court.
details of the court. What happened in court yesterday?
Yes. So before whatever I'll be discussing in relation to what happened in court today will affect whatever discussion that I'm having here. The cases that are pending in court that were started by the previous administration. I mean the NPP government led by Godfred Yeboah-Dame, the Attorney General at the time. We are assessing, we are looking at the cases, the political nature of the cases, especially the kind of pronouncement and advice. And advice will be that the former Attorney General decided to appeal. That case may not see the light of day. Then guess another case that it's also pending, and it has also attracted a lot of comment, but from the NDC when they were in opposition, and it has to do with the Cocoa Board case.
Yeah,
Dr. Stephen Kwabena Opuni. Then the man in white, Saglame.
Alhaji Collins Dawda.
Alhaji Collins Dawda, Saglame affordable housing case, $200 million. That is the sum involved. And Alhaji Collins Dawda, Kweku Ajiman Mensah, Alhaji Zibrim Yakubu, and the contractor Albert Klokanas has passed on, so he is no more part of the trial. And then Nuvi Tete Angelo, also a businessman, they are before the High Court, presided over by Justice Ernest Owusu-Dapa, Lantam's favorite judge. And they are facing testify, had some few issues along the line by way of the kind of testimony that she wants to give. She's a lady, and she's somebody who said that she's played on retirement, but the parties want to know, are you testifying now that you are in retirement? On what capacity are you testifying for the Bank of Ghana? It has become an issue that is yet to be resolved. So that case is also pending, and it is likely that once the new Attorney General assumes office, it could be truncated. Then James Jachekwesi, another controversial, another controversial of the cases.
Recently,
Absolutely, he was in court recently, but we know what happened when he was arraigned, the kind of support that, in fact, we are talking about the cases that the accused person had support by way of members from Parliament, NDC parliamentarians. It is this case, because sometime they all leave Parliament, come to court, and they are the numbers. But of course, we know what the Supreme Court said. By-election was held, they won it, but he's still facing 5 counts, including perjury and then forgery of document. Prosecution fourth witness was recently cross-examined by lawyers of Mr. James Jachekwesi, led by Chachuchi Katza. And on the 3rd of February, the court will be informed whether prosecution closes their case or what the next line of action will be. But mostly once the prosecution's investigator comes to court, it is telling you that they are almost done with their witnesses. So this is one of the cases that could also be truncated. Then we look at the treason felony, Oliver Bakaboma. And he openly, I had an interview with him recently, and he told me that, look, this case, he expects that by the time he returns to court, that was yesterday, the NDC government would have filed a null prosecutor. But as at now, we don't have a substance, we don't have Attorney General yet. So you understand why. So yesterday he was in court. He personally was not present. His lawyers, in fact, Rachel Lindsay, who was leading or who was being led by Dr. Justice Shremsai, produced a medical excuse duty to the court to inform the court that the accused person was unwell. Prosecution received their copy, AC Yanka, and made a point that they were only given a copy, so they did not have enough time to assess it, to inquire, or to investigate on it or about it. And so, and before that, there's a pending application that Oliver and his lawyers have filed before the court, and what they want to do is that they want a stay of proceedings. And let me tell you that trial has not started. The trial starts with prosecution calling their witnesses. In relation to this one, the trial has not started. They are dealing with issues, stay proceedings. There's a constitutional interpretation that has to go to the Supreme Court about the trial and all that. So the court refused that. So he's saying that we are appealing against that particular order of the ruling of the court. Stay the proceedings. We are going to the Court of Appeal. But yesterday, they themselves say that they are withdrawing that particular application for stay. And Justice Merienzu indicated that, look, we had already empaneled the jury, but there's a fresh directive. So we are going to start all over again. So on the 17th of February, when the case is back in court, a new jury will be empaneled to supervise it. And this is one of the cases that it is possible that when the new Attorney General comes in, it could be truncated. And then the last that I want to touch on it is, Lantam, can you guess?
Democracy Hub?
Lily, can you get Democracy Hub? Okay. The run after the election, we saw this case and the numbers in terms of police personnel that were deployed. It was very amazing. And they went to the street to protest in relation to how to fight galamsey. And the issue attracted a lot of public attention. The President John Dramani Mahama on several platforms indicated that the accused person or the people arrested ought not to have been arrested, let alone detained, some in prison's custody and others in police cells. And so the accused persons are hoping that once there's a new Attorney General, this case should not see the light of day. So it should be truncated. So these are some of the cases that when Dominic Ayine takes office as an Attorney General, that docket will have to be assessed, whether to allow the trial to go on and determine on its own merits, or they will file a nolle prosequa to truncate it. And nolle prosequa, when you are filing a nolle prosequa as an Attorney General, you need not to even explain why you want to truncate it. All that you need to inform the court that the Republic versus Dr. Sebni Komna Opuni, we are no longer continuing with the charge. That's all. Case done. Yes, interesting. Case done. So
what other case was in court? Those impersonating Okudzeto Ablakwa?
Yes, the Akosomo dance village. When the incident happened, a lot of people in the Volta region, that part of the Volta region, were in distress, had a lot of issues, and so there were a lot of people, philanthropists coming to your aid, people trying to help one way or the other. Okudzeto Ablakwa also has a way to support the system, and these two gentlemen were alleged, also saw the need to also make some cash, allegedly. And so yes, they also put out the artwork of the member of parliament for Northbound, and then they put their numbers there. So if you have 200 cedis, then you send 500 cedis, then you send. Then he got to know that something of that sort is happening, because people will send us like, Honorable, I did something small, and the Honorable is not saying thank you or congratulate. And I was like, what is happening? So that led to it came to his attention, then he drew them. But not him alone. Dr. Hannah-Bisiu is a national women organizer of the NDC. She was also a victim. So if you look at the entire science, around, it's over 1,000. In fact, almost the sum was not mentioned, but if you look at the figures that they were quoting per the fresh charges that were mentioned in court yesterday, or read to them in court, they were on 9 counts. Some of the sums 1,500, some of them 500 cedis, some of them 1,002. So they did absolutely. So a lot of money, of course.
Where's the money? They've used it. They've used it to eat chinga.
Of course. So it's one allegedly. So now we don't know whether it was true or not. So once prosecution leads evidence, we'll get to know how these monies were expended, what went into the spending of the money, where did they channel those monies for. But the mobile phone numbers yesterday were read in court but you notice that this case started earlier. They were on 6 counts, but this time around it's moved up to 8 counts. So that is what happened in relation to that. So they have been admitted to your previous bail, 50,000 Ghana cedis each with 2 sureties. So yesterday, before Justice Kizita Na Kowa Kwashi, this case also came on before the court. So these are some of the cases that came on today. We look forward to some interesting cases that will be coming in court, and then news tonight and news.
Yeah,
absolutely.
All right.
We'll bring you more details from the court.
Absolutely. Yeah. We'll be looking forward to those cases.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, Captain.
Thank you to the duo.
We are doing so.
The Arsenal lady and then the Manchester United. You wanted to say something, you can't say it.
Don't worry, we'll catch you on the flip side.
In fact, I'm not ready to argue with you again. It's okay, we'll pick this one up later. Pick it up later. But thank you. Thank you very much, Mutala Inusa there, bringing us court today. Let's zoom in straight into the newspaper headlines.
So we begin with the Daily Post. Mohammed names national security couples. It comes with pictures of the various names that was put out yesterday. Ibrahim Mohammed steps in to fund 160,000 cedis medical bill for 2-year-old girl with hole in heart complications. That's a good one.
All right, on the Daily Graphic newspaper, new security bosses named, avoiding fuel shortage, WAPCO delays pipeline cleaning, elect MMDCs on partisan lines, experts advocate, resilient leadership is key to business growth, that's according to Dr. Siawe Japong, and convert petroleum margins to taxes, ASAP urges government. So that is it for the Daily Graphic newspaper.
Now, the Daily Dispatch says Mahama appoints Bani, Kipo, and 2 others to key security slots. We're still shocked by the results of the parliamentary elections. NPP grew. Anyway, and then it also comes to the Africa Prosperity Dialogues 2025.
All right, so the Ghanaian Times, the security couples feature prominently. These are the new couples in town. Prosper Bani, Charles Kipo, Kofi Boache, and Razak occupy top posts. NGO launches initiative to promote access to safe drinking water. Exercise restraint, President appeals to trouble sports. And court restrains woman from traveling out of country with the daughter. So that's it for the Ghanaian Times.
The Daily Searchline to revoke licenses for mining and forest reserves. That's according to Dr. Kenneth Ashigbe. Court orders woman not to leave Ghana with her child. Kick for Water Foundation outlawed in Ghana. Shady dealings and ministerial vetting. That's according to the NPP. UN General Assembly President unveils priorities, paving the way for a productive and successful session. That's it for the Daily Searchlight.
So on the Chronicle newspaper this morning, court orders retrieval of child from unlawful detention by mother. Vetting of ministers. Chairman is shielding Mohammed's nominees from proper scrutiny, minority alleges. Boko conflict, Mohammed buckles down and visits Nairi and Otunfo is next. And NDC woman has not officially been confirmed dead. So these are stories on the Chronicle, the Bible verse on the front page of the Chronicle. Colossians 3:21. Fathers, do not embitter your children or they will become discouraged. That's right. Do not do that to your children lest they become discouraged. Okay.
The New Crusading Guide. NPP rejects oral. Minority urges former officials to snub invitations. Court orders CID Immigration and Social Welfare to stop women from traveling with minor. Africa Prosperity Dialogues 2025 to advance African economic integration, resilient leadership key to business growth. Dr. Mrs. Siawe Japong. IMF hails Akufo-Addo's economic record. That's it for the New Crusading Guide.
All right, so it's time for sports chat. Joel is in the studio. Mutala Inusa is hiding in the studio somewhere. Let it out. We don't know why he's here. Why is he here? Mutala, why are you still here? You finished court today. Go. I don't know why he's still here.
He wants to join us on set.
What does he want to say? What? Because Arsenal has done what?
Of course, Arsenal won, and you should give them that. There was a picture actually circulating right after their win. I'm like, really? Just this, win. But anyway, it's changed the table.
This small win.
Exactly, but it's changed the table. So things.
A win is a win.
See,
exactly.
Arsenal is not going to do anything in the Premier League. We've been here before.
Somebody will say, Jufio.
See,
you are playing today.
Yeah.
Now he's playing today, and I'm just waiting.
Oh, don't worry.
Don't worry.
I'm a rainbow. Let's bet.
How much?
Let's bet.
How much?
How much will you bring?
50.
Hey.
I have only Momo. We can bet that it.
So give the Momo number.
The Momo number is there.
Anyway,
you put the address in this.
I'm putting it here. I won't take it anywhere.
I'll give it to Lily.
No, let it be here. Since your Momo, then allow cash out. Let me see.
Allow cash out.
We are betting. I'm on rainbow.
Yes, so
yeah. Let's see.
Mutala Inusa was, making noise about Arsenal. I asked him a simple question. He couldn't answer. I said, how many trophies have they won?
Oh, he mentioned.
He said 13. I said, how many trophies has Manchester United won? He didn't want to answer the question.
Because
he knows that he was running away from it.
And how many FA Cups and EFL ones have they won also?
How many have they won? How many FA Cups? How many Champions Leagues have they won? They should go and sit down somewhere. You see trophy. When Arsenal sees trophy, then they get popo gli. It's like when they get close to the trophy, everybody think, oh, Arsenal will win, and they see the trophy.
Arsenal is afraid of trophies.
Then they'll come and sit there and be making
they are trophy phobic.
Yes.
You know why I'm quiet?
They have a phobia
I'm surprised now. You are both Manchester United. That's why you have been unfair. So you are taking us now, and I wish Mutala was here too.
Yes, that's why
I just want to be on the safe side anyway.
So they should give us a break. We know that they will not win the Premier League because they will get there and then they will relinquish the trophy and then
trophy phobia will catch them.
If you don't take care, Nottingham Forest will come and win it and you'll be there. Leicester City have come to win trophy. Arsenal.
They were watching it.
Mutala couldn't help it. But what's happened sports chat this morning, Joe?
The CHAN draw has been held. Unfortunately for Ghana, we are not there. We couldn't make it to the CHAN competition this time around. It was a spectacle, obviously, the draw. And when they were playing and the Ghetto Boys were performing, I was asking myself, have they paid Spikey? CAF, they need to pay Spikey.
Yes.
And when I heard the tune and they were dancing to the pump and pageantry, I'm like, these guys, it seems you are giving them some free way to move.
Yeah.
And each and
now.
every time they come up with some like glittering ceremony to conduct such events and whatever.
As if they don't have money.
You understand?
They have the money.
So I just want to touch on the CHAN, but I really want to go hard on CAF. But I'll start that probably today before we end the show. And so yesterday I did tell you that we had an interview with Joseph Pencil, and it seems we're sending shimmers down the span of a few of our sister stations. Some have started pulling up flyers that they are also coming to play an interview of Joseph Pencil and what have you. Yes, so I know we are giving them a tough run for their money anyway. Also, the CHAN draw has been held, and we also look at the EPL games that are going to be played today. We bring results also, and a host of them here on the sports chat. So quickly, let's bring you the CHAN draw of the draw that was held yesterday. This is the groups. Group A, well, so it's been held in Kenya. It's 3 nations that are hosting, and it's been postponed. It was supposed to have happened just next month, but they postponed it to August to allow they are actually not ready. These 3 nations are not ready, but these are the groups. Group A has Kenya occupying there. Morocco also going to give these 5 a run for their money. I don't know why 5 in the group. I was expecting 4 in the group, but it's 5 in the group. Kenya, Morocco, exactly. Angola, DR Congo, also tough customers when it comes to the CHAN competition lately. So and we have Zambia in there. So these are the countries occupying Group A of the African Nations Championship. Group B, we got Tanzania, Madagascar, Mauritania. When I see countries like this, I think about Black Stars, Burkina Faso, and Central African Republic.
I'm tipping Burkina Faso to come out of this group.
Lily, any country you're tipping here to come out of this group?
You know,
because Ghana is not there. Huh?
No, I have an affiliation to Burkina Faso. So Burkina Faso it is.
Okay.
My dad is partly from Burkina Faso.
Wow. Okay. So you were also not part of the people who were saying the president of Burkina Faso was having a gun and it's
no, that's my president.
So let's check out Group C now. Group C, we got Uganda, Niger, Guinea. They are occupying Group C. We're still waiting for the two teams, the two countries that will be joining Group C pretty shortly. They've not qualified yet, and I'm sure those are the reasons why
they're still playing the qualifier.
Yeah, they're still playing it. And so the final
that should tell for the reason for the postponement.
But they are giving us reasons that the countries are not prepared yet with regards to facilities and all that. So so let's check out Group D. And funny enough, Group D has just 4.
It's interesting.
I don't get it. So there was an explanation about how the groupings went, though. So I will just run you through that one also. And Senegal, Congo, Sudan, Nigeria, obviously. I'm tipping Sudan those are neighbors to lift this one
because Sudan.
Yes.
Did us dirty.
No, not that. I think we.
Or you're doing it because of Kwesi Appiah?
Not because of Kwesi Appiah. Even before Kwesi Appiah took over the reins, I mean, Sudan has really been a tough side. They've been boogie sides. Okay, look at the big poster countries we have here when it comes to football. They always surprise you anytime they are being placed in a group like this, and anytime they see the big names, they want to. Let you know that exactly.
Especially for a war-torn country, it's surprising.
And exactly, and Nigeria, we played Nigeria here. We played, both. Here in Ghana, I saw Nigeria play, and I'm not sure Nigeria might go through this one. Yeah, so probably a Senegal and Sudan for me.
Well, I'm tipping
Nigeria.
Yeah, so those, these are the groups, Group A, B, C, and D. Let's now check out the English Premier League. Bring you the English Premier League, obviously. Today, Southampton is playing a certain team, obviously. Lantam and Lily. So what I'm here is also part.
This is the GH today is a Manchester United.
Mutala has been waiting for. Arsenal 2, Tottenham 1. Okay, so obviously Son virtually is going to be on the score sheet
for the own goal.
It would have been a draw, you know. So Solanke scoring an own goal there against Arsenal. So it ended 2-1. That's how it ended in the game that was played yesterday, and it changed the table in a way. Lantam. So this is what is brought Arsenal to. Mutala was saying, "Are we going to win the league?" I don't want to talk about you winning the league. It's just not going to win. How many points do we have there? They will come very close, but again, they will leave it hanging. And you see Liverpool. Yeah, so Liverpool 4 points.
The way Arsenal is going, we all know Arsenal will not win the league. So I don't even know why Arsenal fans are always.
Is it not an early call yet? Because anyway, Liverpool has an outstanding game to play against Everton,
and they will score Everton.
You never know how it is.
Our fingers are crossed.
Nottingham Forest will come and overtake Arsenal again.
Let's see. And there's a certain gentleman in Newcastle doing some magic for them, and many are asking if he's going to overtake. The likes of Jamie Vardy in the. When it comes to the most goals scored in the league and a particular season as well. So Newcastle there occupying. So we see the big poster clubs looking like occupying the top 6 now. We've got an Arsenal, we've got a Liverpool who is topping it. Newcastle is there, Chelsea and Manchester City. Where is Manchester United? At least you're supposed to be where Nottingham Forest is.
Don't worry.
This is where you guys are supposed to be.
Don't worry.
Because when they are mentioning these names, you should be there.
You'll be calming down.
But why are you crying more than the bereaved?
I wish I was. So this is how the table looks like, and this is the gentleman I was talking about. Playing some good football there for his side, Newcastle United. Alexander Isak. He's proving to be a tough customer when it comes to scoring goals now in the English Premier League, and he's got 8 goals so far, just the December-January season. So that's how they look at it. Jamie Vardy is the one who's topping in the August 2015 to November 2015, he had 11, and he looks like he's getting closer. He's getting very close. Ruud van Nistelrooy is also there with 10. Again, Ruud van Nistelrooy there with 10 when he was playing for Manchester United. And Daniel Sturridge also there.
Yeah, where is he these days?
Daniel Sturridge played for Chelsea. So
Jamie Vardy again.
And Jamie Vardy again there, and in 2019. So Jamie Vardy, we've seen him twice there. Van Nistelrooy also, but Alexander seems to be getting closer. I mean, they've got games ahead of them, and I'm very sure. I mean, after those games, we're going to see him even topple over Jamie Vardy to occupy it there. So these are the games that Newcastle United have played so far, and this is how he's performed. Isak has performed in those games. 4-0, they won over Leicester City. They also won 3-1 over Brentford, and they went away from the tune from their home, and they won by 4-0. 3-0 against Aston Villa. And a certain Manchester United also were at the Theatre of Dreams. I keep telling you guys, you still dream at the Theatre of Dreams. I don't see the magic you perform at the theatre. And so, I mean, they also won 2-1 over Tottenham Hotspur, and Arsenal also left it for them 2-0, and then they won 3-1, and then Wolverhampton Wanderers. That's in the Premier League. So that's how they performed so far. And there's a race for the Golden Boots, and Isak is also gunning in there. He's got 15 goals so far. Haaland has 16. Exactly. I mean, but it's good for me because we have an African there.
Mo Salah.
Mo Salah. But it might not be too early days here to say Mo Salah will carry. There are a lot of games still to be played.
Erling Haaland off. We know that when he picks up form and he starts scoring, he can go on a streak. Scoring 4 goals, 3 goals, 4 goals, 3 goals. Then he'll go like on a drought. Then he'll come back and score 4 goals, 3 goals. So, I mean, don't rule out Erling Haaland.
I don't want to rule him out, but I'm looking at the way City is performing lately. I mean, they're not really scoring high margin.
They're not scoring.
So you might not want to say Erling Haaland will be in there. I see probably Mo Salah carrying it because of the tandem in which they're going now. They seem to be high flying, and they've got an outstanding game. He might want to even score more, and they want to even urge him to score more to get the goal king. And also, I mean, the lead, they might want to increase the lead. So, I mean,
they should increase the lead. I'm rooting for Liverpool.
And you are nowhere there. What's happening?
Don't worry.
I'm worried.
Just relax. we always come with the magic.
This season we've given it to. Don't worry.
So you're giving it to
don't worry,
Liverpool.
Don't worry.
So can we safely say Manchester United fans are giving it to Liverpool?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Yes.
He's saying he's giving it to Liverpool.
I am. Me personally, I'll prefer Liverpool.
Not yet.
Me now, I'm rooting for Liverpool, and then I'm rooting for Nottingham Forest.
It's still a red anyway.
Yes. Liverpool and Nottingham Forest are the teams that I'm rooting for. As for Arsenal, we know that they can't do anything, so they should keep quiet and stop talking. Yes.
So I don't know if you guys remember Niger. The Niger national team, we played them in the AFCON qualifier. Unfortunately for us, we could not beat them here. And there are about 7 Nigerian players, who are Ghanaians. And they play for the Niger national team. There's one, Daniel Sosa. He scored a hat-trick when they played against Sudan. He was here in the studio. Monica did chit-chat with him. And he's been alleging that this is what goes on at the FA. They take money from managers of players before you get to play for the national team. That's why he couldn't get a nod to play for Ghana. So
that's a serious allegation.
That's a serious allegation. So let's hear it from himself. I'm not the one saying it. Let's Daniel Sosa.
No, because they were requesting for something that we couldn't do, like a financial. You have to give something before we can, allow you to, like the invite, So we give something. They can speak with the coach so that they invite you, But couldn't afford what you know.
And do you remember the exact amount they were demanding for? The person was demanding for.
Actually, they didn't mention the amount. The person didn't mention the amount, though. But he said, you have to give something before we can invite you for the national under 23. It's always like that,
So that's what he said. He said it's always like that.
So he's confirming the rumors because we've been hearing these rumors.
Of course, over the years.
Always deny.
Yes.
But it's like an open secret.
That's where. Secret. And one of his colleagues also in there with the Niger national side has also come out to say a similar thing. He even played for Dreams FC then. And so, these
things happen, and the FA will come and be there and be playing the ostrich as if if we don't know what is going on.
Exactly.
Football people, they should be careful.
So Joseph Pencil is also, that's our focus for our exclusive that we had. We'll be bringing viewers, obviously, a lot of exclusive, but we're starting with Joseph Pencil. Monica, this sits with him. He's now veering into music. he's been singing. He says, so the family, they sing. The mother sings. He says sometimes he leads the choir at church. He sings worship and what have you. So when they won the trophy, when LA Galaxy won the trophy, his colleagues actually asked him to sing. And it was quite a spectacle. And he said he was jittery then. But then, I mean, the interview coming up is on Friday. So let's just get a glimpse of what you should expect on Friday at 9:30 p.m. when Monica sits with Joseph Mensah.
Your career is football. But tell us, it's your second love, the music. How did your music career start?
It started at a young age. I was really doing worship. I do worship in church. I sometimes do praises also. So it's something that I love to do.
Wow.
And it's something that is also part of the family because my mom also sings. My big brother also is a gospel musician, Charles Spencer. So it's something that's run through the family. My twin sister also really sings really good. So it's really in the family. And my strong thing about me is about worship. Whenever I worship, I always feel good to play, you know. So whenever I'm really going to the game, it's always worship. And I don't joke with worship. It's really a weapon for me. So it has been part of me since I was a child. And so now I'm still focusing and trying to make some moves, especially with a whole lot of artists, just also to be recognized. But it's not going to be like, let's say, something that I want to do in the future. I just want to be a prophet, or maybe when God calls me, I just want to preach the gospel at the end of my career, if I'm being called, because I'm not going to call myself. But I will just wait for the.
But the fact that you have that love for God as a footballer,
I really want to do that at the end of my my career, if God steps in.
So if God steps in, someday we will see prophet or pastor or reverend. Joseph, officially ordained Joseph Mensah. Now, with your music career, is this your first music? The one you just released this December?
No, I did a couple of them. But one thing about me is when I do it, I don't really push it too much because then I need to concentrate on football. And if I need to do this, then I need to have some team who are, pushing this song and all this kind of thing. But I don't really have time. My circle is also really small. I really have a small circle. And the people that I grew up with, they are the same people I'm having with me my whole life. So I don't have any other different kind of people surrounding me. Like, let's say, any other, friends or something. No, it's just the people I grew up with. Those are the same people that are with me till now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's something. They are trustworthy and faithful people, and I've been with them for so many years up to now. So for me, with the music thing, I would love to promote it, but it's really difficult in my position, and also for them, they don't have that kind of experience to push that kind of music, unless maybe you need to have a team or something like that. But my PRO is doing a great job. He's handling in my Twitter and my IG also, so he sometimes do whatever he needs to do, but only he cannot do everything, So I think I need to have a team that will promote it whilst I'm playing football, so that I wouldn't really focus on music and football at the same time, because then I will be divided in my mind. Yeah, so I just let it go, and if they play it. If
that's on Friday, that's tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. Yeah, Lantam, you were talking about his gift of prophecy.
He says he wants to be a prophet,
and I'm wondering if he didn't see things about
Black Stars,
or maybe the gift has not been activated yet.
Maybe it will be activated when he hangs his boots.
Joseph Mensah, the prophet.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's Joseph Mensah.
Black Stars.
The Holy Spirit.
Yeah, so there's a game coming up in the Premier League today. Okay. Southampton obviously coming up against Manchester United is the game you should watch. I was actually going to bet with the 100 Ghana cedis, but Lantam is not having cash here.
Yeah, I don't have cash.
I had a picture to show, but
we're in an
maybe tomorrow.
I'm a digital man.
Yeah.
Yeah, they bet you a newspaper.
What you say? Anyway.
All right, yeah, so that's how we wrap up the sports. But then, I mean, viewers should watch the game coming up later today. We've got a lot there at 1 p.m. with Monica, and also we've got a lot on the newsroom later on the news segments and News Tonight as well. But it's 9:30 p.m. on Friday tomorrow. That's when the exclusive with Joseph Pentil, and also
Joel. Joel brought us the details in sports, and his money is ready to be chopped. So yeah, we chop the money.
Anyway, so that's it. We take a break here. When we return, it will be time for the breakfast review. Stay tuned in.